Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat. This is episode 52 of my YouTube video podcast where I try to talk about my crafty issues, items, wants, needs, desires. Today is March the 22nd, 2026. It's about 10:55 a.m. on Sunday morning. I am in the Willamette Valley of Oregon in the United States. Did I say it was episode 52? I do believe I did because I have tried to do this video about 4 times now, and I was trying to use my new camera, which that breaks the video up on the SD card into segments and requires editing. And I've tried to edit it and upload it, and something about what I was doing was wrong, and this way I don't edit anything, and that's my thing. My tablet is constantly adjusting the color because I'm trying to use the natural light in my craft room. And so there's clouds going over, and if that's annoying to you, I'm sorry, but this is an unedited video. This is my video. Hi, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. And if you don't enjoy this, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you checking it out. I don't really want to do a regular podcast today. I'm drinking my coffee in my cute little chug mug that I received for a Christmas present year before last. And my coffee's gone cold. But that's okay. It's fine. What do I want to talk about today? I do have a couple of finished objects that I've tried to show a couple of times. Number 1 is the Button Box Throw by Helen Stewart. It's a 36-inch square, so it's 36 inches this way and 36 inches down the side. And I used nothing but scrap yarns for this. I did block it, but due to real estate restraints for blocking, I blocked it folded in half, so now it has this weird bump on 2 sides. I think it can be blocked more aggressively than what I did to get a little more length out of it. It smells really good. I used my Jasmine Soak or Jasmine Eucalyptus. I can't remember which one I used. Probably Jasmine Eucalyptus. But it smells really good. It really is just a lap throw for this size or a baby blanket, however you want to use it. My intention was to have a couple of throw around shawls for when we go camping and it's early morning or late at night, sitting by the fire, just to cover my shoulders, and a little lap throw like this to put across my legs, because normally I have huge blankets and I stand up, I wrap them all the way around my body, and I'm cocooned. Excuse me. So I can't really move my arms the way that I want to, and I think that having some sort of poncho with shawl, poncho with armholes, or a crescent shawl, or some kind of shawl that I can just kind of pin to the front where I can still move would be a good thing. So this is the first in that, along with my quadrophenia blanket that I finished a few episodes ago. It's very long, so it would be good to go from, like, I think it goes from my chin to the tip of my toe. So that's good for the length part. And these are made, this and the quadrophenia are all made with what you call hand dyed yarns, and several of the yarns in here in the button box are yarns that I dyed, such as this yellow and this right here. These are Kool-Aid dyed yarns where you just do soak your bear yarn in vinegar water, and then you mix Kool-Aid up and you dye the yarn with it. There's YouTube videos on it, and that's how I got started. All of these on the edging and the edge are all hand dyed yarns from this kind of bluish here up. Not these first two rows, the blue and the purple, is with acid dyes. The rest of those are with Kool-Aid dyes. That's when I was just trying it out. So is this one right here. This is black cherry. This is where I took like grape Kool-Aid and different ones and just dipped part of the yarn in different Kool-Aid. I lined up cups of Kool-Aid and just placed part. No, you can't scratch my blocking mats. Sorry about that. And you just lay yarn in each cup and you just let it soak it up, and where it soaks together, that's where it blends, that kind of thing. It was fun. It was something to do. It's lasted a while. I did those probably more like 8 years ago now, 6 to 8 years ago. And it's pretty, they've held up well, which I haven't been using a lot of them, but I have used some of them in socks, and the colors held up. They don't bleed. I rinsed them good. So that was the Button Box Throw by Helen Stewart. I will make this again, but instead of stopping on the round that she says to stop, I think I'll just keep going and just go around and around until I think that it's probably double this size. I think I would like one of those. And you can increase on two ends and not on the others. If you have the pattern, you'll see what it means, because it works the corners in and you're just going around, but you're making it square. I think if I was doing it, I would increase on certain sides of my markers and not the other where it says to make it more of a rectangle. Not round, just a rectangle. The second thing that I've finished is the garden socks. I can't remember who did them, but this is my February Sock Squad colorway. I thought it was cute because the motif has the little hearts in it. I really like the motif. I like the pattern. This is the main color for February. This was the contrast color. And then I used part of my hand dyed that I did with the speckling of the black cherry Kool-Aid on the bare yarn for the contrast for the white. This is a 60 stitch sock pattern, and normally I can wear a 60 stitch. I used a US 1 on the cuff, the rest of the leg, the heel, the foot, the toe, all of it. And I used a US 2 for the color work, and I have a little video where I showed how I did the color work using this sock. I went up to a US 2. I worked it wrong side out. So my floats are really good. They're really loose. They're real nice. I love it. I have no issue. And I did not have an issue until I did this part with the US 1 and then did the heel, which made this transition too small, so I can't get it over my heel. The next time that I do that, I think I may do the color work. If I do a 60 stitch color work sock again, I think I will go up to a US 3 for the color work. And yes, it'll make it a lot looser, but I think it won't make it so loose that it'll be slouchy, but it will make this transition right here a little looser to where this will go over my heel. 60 stitch and 64 stitch I can do. The 60 stitch that I've done has only been in a vanilla sock, so they're tighter on my foot, but they still go over my heel just fine. This one is not so good. So these will be a gift for one of the grandkids at some point, whoever wants to choose them. Like I said, that was the February colorway from the Sock Squad, which that's the inspiration video. I did the first sock from the 1st to the 15th and the second sock from the 15th to the 27th. So they did get done in the month of February. The Golden Garden socks are by Fairlight Fibers. This is my notes on what I did and what I think I would do differently. What else? I do have the March socks. This is the inspiration for it. This is Rooted Earth in Rocky Mountain Pearls. I'm doing the Orange is a New Black, not Orange is a New Black, but that's the TV show. Vanilla is the New Black socks, but I'm doing Nitty Natty's ribbed sock using that heel. So I don't have that much of those done, even though today is the 22nd of March. I didn't get the sock set until the 3rd of March. And I'm making socks for a coworker whose birthday was last month that I didn't get started on until late because their birthday I didn't see them until like the 26th or 27th. Their birthday was on the 25th. And they picked out the colors. I gave them choices of yarn that I had in stash or I could get something for them. They wanted blue, so I gave them choices of what I had. And I've been working on those and not really the March colorway. I think that having such little time in February and having some illness issues over the last couple weeks has really made it to where it's all I work on if I'm focusing on getting those socks done. So I'm not going to focus on getting them done in the exact same month that they come in, but we will see. Just to keep up with the theme, I have those socks for the coworker. This is the first one. This is a 64 stitch sock made out of Hobby Lobby's, my messy thing, hand-dyed, authentic hand-dyed Yarn Bee yarn. This is in the colorway Serafina C. I paid $16.99 for this skein. I've recently went to go look and see if they had others. Another one because I kind of liked the way that it worked up in a 64 stitch plain vanilla. I kind of like the spiraling that it does. And they've went up to $22.99 a skein. This is all I have of the second sock that's started. I haven't really worked on it a lot. Excuse me. I'm just doing, this is a Cascade Heritage solid blue color sock yarn. that I'm doing for the cuff and the toe. I did a 70 round leg because she wanted a longer leg so she could wear it with a pair of boots. And this is the same yarn using that vanilla is the new black heel. I just got to where I was going to start the heel, and I did the heel and turn, heel flap and turn for that, and then went right back into the rounds, and I did a 65 round foot. So that's why it looks different. It's the same yarn, but I did a different stitch pattern. So if you were to do, say this is a ribbed heel, if you were to do a ribbed sock, I think more of this stitch pattern is kind of what you're going to get. I did, what was it, 63 rounds in the main color, and then I did 2 rounds of just plain knitting and then just a standard wedge toe. My markers are this is the start of the foot, so every 10 rounds there's a marker. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then I have my 3 right there, and I marked this one as that's the 65th. And that's what I'm doing for this one. I just finished the cuff this morning, and I'm starting on the leg. So I'm not very far. 7 rounds into the leg. That's it. That's not all I'm working on. I'm doing the coast to coast wrap from Two of Wands and Lion Brand. I got that kit. I'm doing the Silly Goose kit from Two of Wands and Lion Brand with, ow, sorry, the cat just tried to jump up. With the new Catino yarn. I have all of the pieces to the goose made. I blocked them, which you can steam them. You don't have to like block them and pin them out. But I blocked them and pinned them out, and I've just been all over the place. If you've been here for a while, you know that I have loads and loads of whips. And I jump around quite a lot. But I've been trying to finish things that I have. Like I finished the button box throw. I finished the February socks. I had finished the quadrophenia. I made an alpaca stuffy. I finished the Sophie hood. I finished several things in the last 3 months. But I still have things that I have started that I have not touched. And I'm thinking smaller things. I cast on a couple of different sweaters with the intent of making them short sleeve. And I did what you would call a cast on party, and I cast on everything that I wanted to cast on, but there's about 3 things that are still at that cast on point with just a couple of rounds on the neck that now I'm not so sure that I want. I think it was just one of those, oh, I want that, I'm going to cast it on, but I'm not so sure that I would wear them. So I need to look at them and see if it's something that I really want to wear, or if it's something that I just cast on because, oh, look at the great new thing. I really like making gnomes and socks and small objects, but There's not been a whole lot going on around here. I've felt kind of bad the last few weeks. Last few weeks. I suppose I'm going to have to teach myself how to edit videos if I want to use that new camera. Starting new habits has been hard for me. And this is something I want my videos to be a way to detach from the outside world for 30 minutes to an hour. Well, let's get real. It's usually more like an hour because I like to ramble. But lately, I feel like if I was to sit down like I am right now, I'm just knitting and chatting, which is great. I don't do that a whole lot. And it is called Grabba Cuppa Knit and Chat. And I don't do that a lot. And I think that I would like to do that a little bit more. Yeah, having that standard knitting podcast where I'm showing what I've finished, what I'm working on, what I plan on doing is great. But I really just wanted this to be a sit down knitting, chatting, have on in the background if you want type thing. But I don't want to talk about the horrid stuff. Like the last few weeks, I haven't been well. I've started therapy. The 1 year anniversary of my mom's passing was a week and a half ago. My dad's coming to visit. I'm trying to get the house ready for that because even though it's not like horrible, I I have a lot of things and it's cluttered, and I've been wanting to reduce that clutter for a while, and I would like to have you as viewers. um I like to watch some of that sometimes, but not all the time. But I'd like to have it out there where I have drawing, watercolor, sewing, embroidery, cross stitch, journaling, journal making, knitting, crochet. I like doing pictures. I have so many different hobbies. Spinning. I really want to spin more, and I'm not good at it because I don't spend time at it. Um, Mostly because I have a 10-hour a day job, and it takes me a 2 hour travel time every day to get to and from work. That's going to and from. And it's just under 2 hours, but it's close enough to an hour each way that it takes up a great deal of my day. And I do that 4 times a week, and then I have 3 days off. But when you have 3 days off, you have a day where you need to go run errands, and you really should clean house. And if you want to go do something, that's another day. So it's very difficult to do anything, and I wind up procrastinating because there's so much to do. Um, so it's just things like that. And now I'm going to have to learn how to edit videos. But I don't think this flicking back and forth on the color, it keeps flicking red and then going back kind of blue. That has a lot to do with the fact that the lighting is not good in here, and I don't want to spend more money on doing something that's just, I mean, let's be honest, I don't make money at this. I don't even have 100 followers at the moment. And I'm lucky to have the 80 something that I do have. I don't get hardly any comments on my videos. This really is just a way for me to share my craft and have someone to talk to about what I'm doing and showing off what I've made to people who will appreciate it, because quite frankly my partner, he just his eyes glaze over when I talk about knitting, and he picks on me all the time about not being able to get in a car and ride in a car without working on a sock. So, or a hat or something small. So that's just my little tidbit of YouTube, and I won't keep you any longer because really honestly, I'm just kind of feeling down right now and I've got too much stuff to do. I went to turn on the robo vacuum and it was dead because somebody had unplugged it, and now I'm having to wait for it to charge. Or I could just take out the push vacuum, which usually hurts my knees and back. So we'll see. I have maybe 3 days before my dad gets here. And yeah, I've got to get my craft room cleaned up because this is also the spare bedroom and the bed is covered with crafts. So I'm going to get off. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you enjoy just sitting and knitting with me for a little bit so that I got a little more of this sock work done. I think I got 3 or 4 rounds done. So I may be ready to put my first 10 round marker in. Thanks for helping me work through it, and thank you for watching. Bye.